Hi Sagittarius, this is going to be a reading based on what type of person you're looking for in regards to love. I feel like sometimes we get a little confused just because of that Neptune energy that's in our chart. Sometimes it can make things a little hazy, cloudy, whatnot, just because it depends on the aspects in our chart, our personal natal chart, depending if it's, just for example, the example I'm always going to give, the easiest example, if Neptune is squaring Venus. So Neptune is that planet that rules your intuition. It rules psychic abilities. It rules also La La Land. So it's kind of like there's got to be that fine line where you need to discern what's real and what's not real. And aspects in astrology is that energy where you're going to feel either a strong need to do something, an impulse, or possibly it's going to feel like complete harmony with another planet. So I don't want to get off topic because I could feel myself derailing slowly but surely. So for example, if let's just say Neptune is squaring Venus, Venus being the planet of love, beauty, aesthetics, money, everything beautiful. You may have a hard time with this because when something is squaring, when a planet is squaring another planet, it's basically, it means that you're meant to learn something here. You're going to have difficulty here because you may be thinking you're seeing somebody for who they are, but it's actually you're seeing an illusion. You're seeing clouds and you may not realize it. So for example, if Neptune squares your ascendant, which is your rising sign, you may feel like you understand people, like who they are as a person, but you actually may be deceived by people a majority of the time. And this is because you're not seeing people for who they really are. And this would be because of the aspect of Neptune within your natal chart. So sometimes we fall under this illusion of who we think people are. And it really, really is a trick. It really is a trick within ourselves because it feels like, no. We know who these people are because it feels so true, but it's not. And sometimes we kind of need that reality check, that wake-up call. Otherwise, it's gonna take a lot of pain and heartache to finally wake up. And some of us, unfortunately, don't wake up. And this is what we call those repetitive cycles where we find ourselves in these karmic loops where, karmic loops are these same patterns we make with different people. So it's like we're finding ourselves in the same exact situation, but with different people, and we don't know why, or people make jokes about it, like, oh my God, there you go again, and it's like, yeah, but why? Like, aren't you, something needs to change here. And, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I used to blame these people like, oh, there must be something about me. There must be something about me that draws these type of people to me. And it's like, yes, but no, you're meant to learn something about the people that you're drawing into you, but you're also meant to learn something about yourself that needs to kind of just stop. Are you seeing people for who they truly are, or are you seeing something that you want to see in them that doesn't actually exist? Are you just seeing their good qualities override their negative qualities, but it's not enough to actually harmonize a relationship? Do those negative qualities end up coming in, and it just like creates that repetitive cycle over and over again? So what I used to do when I was in these relationships, every time I would find myself in another breakup, I would always take time apart from these people. I was never that person that like had to go in another relationship. I always needed time, like downtime. And I didn't know back then it was because I had this like spiritual side to me where I just like I didn't know because, that's not my local community. That's not what my family's about. So I never knew that this is what it was, reflecting in my journal. So So I'd write down the things I always learned from these people. So I wrote, when I find someone who can make me laugh, smile, and who has very similar goals as mine and actually acts on them, then I have found my match. Someone who challenges me in good ways and someone who accepts me for who I am, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I have then found my match. So I feel like it's very important to figure out what it is you're actually looking for, what it is you can accept in somebody, and the things you can't. So these are considered to be boundaries, you know, and everybody has different boundaries. Some people really just cannot, I don't want to say go that extra mile, but it's just like we're all different people. We're all the same in certain ways, but we're all very different at the same time. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's kind of what separates us at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, it's also what's supposed to bring us together, because we're supposed to have an understanding as to why we're all one. I hope you're following with that, because at the end of the day, it's nothing personal why people end up breaking up, separating, or hurting one another. It really comes back to it truly being the other person, why things don't work out, or us, right? It could be us that ends up ending things, whatnot. So sometimes we end up staying in relationships longer than we should. And I always realize it's because we're inspired to understand what we can't comprehend. Now, some people are going to resonate with that and some people are not. That's fine either way. Sometimes this is in our subconscious though. So sometimes we don't know what it is. We can't figure it out because we want to make it work so bad. So we stay longer. But the truth of the matter is it shouldn't be like that. So I'm not saying that like a relationship with your soulmate is supposed to be perfect, because it's not. We're human, right? This is a human experience. It's not going to be perfect, just like life. But it's also not supposed to be extremely difficult. You're not supposed to be treated like shit. You're not supposed to treat your person like shit. It's just not supposed to be that way. And somehow we try to lie to ourselves and tell ourselves, well, you know, some people go through these things. Sometimes this is, you know, how some people's stories end up, and we end up working it out. Like some people do work it out. And that is so true. And those people are considered to be the exception, not the rule. And I feel like that sounds really negative when somebody says that. And I'm sorry if you feel that's true, but I want you to hold that energy, because I don't want you to be the person that holds on to attachments. Attachments is a very negative energy to hold on to. It's not good. It's not good because it holds you back. And that's why I want you to believe that you are the rule and you're not the exception. I want you to carry on in your life. If you are broken up with someone or you're separated from someone and it didn't end well, or it wasn't a good relationship, it wasn't a good connection, and just really reflect on what it is you expect from your partner, and really reflect on, did you get that from this person? Because sometimes what holds us back is the things that it wasn't a victory. And sometimes we don't realize that that's what it actually is. It's not that it's this person, it's not that it's this connection. And sometimes we just hold on to the things that were good and we're not focusing on all the negative things. And sometimes those negative things outweigh the good things, but we're really just holding on this victory because we're inspired to understand what we can't comprehend. Where did it go wrong? Because sometimes this right here is the thing we can't see. And some people more than others in this life need to know, need to have the answers. And sometimes it's just not worth it. Sometimes it's just sometimes it's worth it for just peace of mind and to just let it go. And I feel like that's really triggering and really hard to do. I feel like for most people, because especially when you have, you know, especially when you have history with somebody, that's the fucking worst of it all. But the thing is, when you really reflect and you're really being honest with yourself, what are you really holding on to? Is it the time you invested? Or is it the person? Does this person make you happy? Did they fulfill you? It's really important to know what you want from your partner and what you don't want. So with that being said, we're going to pull some cards. We're going to see what it is you want out of a partner. What will make you actually happy? Because sometimes we're actually just not in touch with that, because that means being in touch with our truest self. And that's really part of this journey in our life. And a lot of people don't really get that. That's why we have a lot of difficulty in life with everything, jobs, love. And then I printed these out in my first spiritual awakening. Some of them got cropped, but whatever. We'll figure it out. And then, and I don't care if they're reversed. We're not taking that. So, all right. So with that being said, let's get to it for you, Sagittarius. What are you looking for with a partner? What will make you truly happy? Your soul happy? What are you looking for with a partner? Ooh. Judgment in reverse. 9 of Swords. A Judgment call. 9 of Swords. King of Coins in reverse. All right, let's get one more card. 9 of Swords. That is being up and waking up in the middle of the night. Just like mental conflict, really. Page of Wands in reverse. Okay. Oh. Attract what you expect, reflect what you desire, become what you respect, and mirror what you admire. I need water so bad. Never be ashamed of how much you love or how quickly you fall. Love fully, love completely, but most importantly, love naturally. And don't you ever apologize for it. Don't ever be sorry for loving the way your heart knows. Ooh. Find what is non-negotiable to you. Keep being a student. Okay. So we have Judgment in reverse. We have 9 of Swords. We have King of Coins in reverse. We have Page of Wands in reverse. Okay. Let's see what this is all about. I feel like I'm seeing a bunch of people around a table. And the table is definitely like a sunflower. So, and there's tons of light. So it's happiness. I feel like a group of people. So And I'm seeing more people, but the thing is, these people are, when I say smaller, I don't mean smaller in comparison. It's like you and a bunch of people were leading the way over these people. Like you're doing something, like you want to either like you want to, so you either want to be like social with your person and have like a good time, or you want to build something with your person and maybe other people, and there's some type of, I don't know, following. It's interesting. I'm not too sure about that. And now I'm seeing something new. I'm seeing like just love, like literally cuddling, like hugs, like hugging one another. It's just true love, and there's nothing to question, I feel like. The feeling is safe. That's the feeling. Protection and safe. I'm seeing so much light. There's definitely a message about faith. I'm not sure. I'm just seeing it in the background. Okay, so a message about movement. I feel like I'm seeing like definitely growth. Growth, like royalty, growth, climbing. I feel like it's both. It's not just mentally, but also material, like in the material world. Maybe a legacy. That's what I'm beginning to think. There's something about leadership here, building for sure, growing, partnerships. I'm seeing so much light. So it's like the obvious, happiness. But I'm definitely seeing buildings. There's a message about building. Okay, I'm seeing attraction. What do you look for in a partner? Building. Yeah. So like aesthetically pleasing, I'm not, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to say between oh, sorry. I'm getting like not a material vibe. It's definitely, I feel like balanced. I feel like It's something we all low-key want. Communicating. Wait, hold on. This one's a little tough. Something about communicating. You either would prefer not to discuss fears together, or you do. It's a little unclear. It's in the dark. It's definitely like fears and all that, and it's definitely about communicating. I just can't tell if you want to be left alone. It's kind of coming off that way. Like you want to be left alone with your intuition to get the fog away. So you rather not communicate when you're unsure. Like you want a partner who understands this about you and doesn't like maybe disturb you during this. I feel like there can be a lot of, okay, so I feel like anytime there's like any type of mental conflict, you just want to be left alone with your thoughts. You don't want to be disturbed. And like you want somebody who understands this. You may like to do other things during this. Wait, hold on. I feel like this is weird. I don't know. Like maybe you express things sexually during times of confusion. I don't get that. Hold on, I'm gonna open my eyes. That's weird. Never be ashamed of how much you love or how quickly you fall. Love fully, love completely, but most importantly, love naturally. And don't you ever apologize for it. Don't ever be sorry for loving the way your heart knows. Oh. Yeah, okay. So I feel like okay. So this was definitely the table with the sunflower and there were people around. And then there were other people. I really wasn't understanding this, if I'm going to be honest with you. So it's like you either want to be judged as being a happy couple from others, or you want to do things with other people, with your person. Or this one, I feel like no, but I'm just going to say it just in case if it applies to anybody. Maybe you want to do like partnerships with your person and other people in your local community. Like you want to link up to serve and help other people. I don't know. This one was confusing, but this was happiness for sure. Like, I felt like doing something, and there's other people involved with this. So it's like you're not getting that currently. Nine of Swords, this is like being in mental conflict. So it's like you don't get this. It's like you just want to, you're looking, you know, hold the roles where you see fit, but like someone to be safe and someone to be the protector. And it's like, maybe this is a thing that, like, roles are never applied or something like this. This was easy. This was growth. This was mental and material. Like a balance between the material world and the spiritual world, for sure. Like you want both. Page of Wands. Oh my God, messages. Okay, so this was like, this was coming through. This was a little confusing. Like, either when you, it was coming off as like when you shut down, you want to be left alone until like your intuition kicks in or something like that. Or maybe you want to communicate. I don't know, because I was either seeing somebody disturb you during this time when you want to be left alone with your thoughts so you can come up with your own conclusions, answers. Like I saw you being like one-on-one with your intuition to see through the fog, see through the clouds. Attract what you expect. Reflect what you desire. Become what you respect and mirror what you admire. I feel like this was that because I was seeing two mouths. This is why I was getting confused. I was seeing two mouths in this, like this dark space. And you close the door and it's like there's two mouths in there. So maybe it's like you expect others to communicate, but you don't communicate. So it's like maybe that's something to think about. Attract what you expect. Reflect what you desire. Become what you respect. Or maybe just there needs to be some type of compromise, you know, because it's like there are some people out there who really need time to be with themselves, with one, you know, and it's like otherwise they're going to be like, "Rah," you know, and it's like, oh shit. It's like they know themselves to the point where it's like, let me just walk away. Otherwise, you're going to feel the wrath, you know? Never be ashamed of how much you love. This was definitely intimate. Never be ashamed of how much you love or how quickly you fall. Yeah, I felt that. That was beautiful. Find what is non-negotiable to you. I don't think I saw this. Let's see. This is weird. I feel like I'm seeing, and every time I say that, it's always what I'm seeing, but I don't get it. And then they start re-showing it, like confirming, yes, it is. So whatever this is, and all this makes sense, right? This is what you're looking for. This is what would make you happy. So I'm seeing tons of light. I feel like it's no lies. I have to say it. I'm confused because I feel like I'm seeing a wooden version of Pinocchio, but I'm confused because they're concentrating on the middle of his mind, and now we're in the mind. again, I don't know what we're doing in the mind right now. I don't... it's definite, like, I feel like I'm witnessing like mental conflict right now. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. We're in someone's mind and it's dark. I feel like I'm seeing green and purple. So I'm thinking third eye and a heart chakra. Ooh, okay. You know what I'm picking up on? I feel like it's coming through dark because it's non-negotiable. You know, like that's the tone, like non-negotiable. Like this is I feel like okay, I feel like this is beginning to make sense. I feel like I'm seeing purple and green because this is a conflict between intuition and the heart. I'm gonna open my eyes. It's all fucked up in there. I can't. It's like it hurts. Okay, so yeah, listen, going back to this, my sad little list, find what is non-negotiable to you. And it's like those are your boundaries. Like you have to figure out what you want and what you don't want, and then don't back down. As long as these are rational things, of course, you know, like apply common sense. So again, I'm not really sure. Hopefully I named one of the things, or maybe one of the things I said in the vision, you can figure out, you know, like what holds true for you with what I was saying with the table and a bunch of people and other people. I was definitely picking up a superiority thing, like you. This is where I was getting confused. It wasn't just you and your person, it was you, your person, and other people. So again, you know, hold that energy where you see fit. This makes sense. This is wanting security. And this ideally is, you know, a lot of people try to fight this energy because it's 2022 and people want to change things that they can't change, and that's why there's conflict. But there is the role of the protector, and there is the role of well, I'm saying it wrong, but you know, there's the protector, and then there's just, we're supposed to feel protected and we're supposed to feel secure. That's all. We'll leave it there. And I'm grasping that there's not this, or roles are not being fulfilled in some type of way. Something about material and spiritual world not being balanced, but your soul wants it to be balanced in a relationship. This one, again, apply that energy how you see fit. It's either like when you're shutting down, you either, I'm not going to lie, it seemed like you did not want to communicate. But at the same time, you may want your person to communicate when they shut down. So if so, that's like something you need to compromise about or communicate about to your person, you know, like how you don't communicate because X, Y, and Z. However, you expect them to communicate because X, Y, and Z, because that's going to cause conflict. That's going to piss people off. That's going to be like, oh, so you get to walk away, but I have to explain myself. You know, it's like, that's annoying. I've been in that. And that's like, come on, that's not fair. So, but at the same time, it's like, if you are that person that needs time to reflect because you know you're going to say some shit you're going to regret, and the smart thing to do is walk away. It's the smart thing to do is to communicate that you are that person and that you're looking out for you and your person and the world. This was something sexual, so, you know, this was beautiful. So never be ashamed of that. You know, this is like intimate. Find what is non-negotiable to you. Hopefully that was coming through accurate. I don't know. It seemed like something about lying, that is like non-negotiable. It causes mental conflict between your intuition and heart, which seems, you know, pretty spot on. So again, it comes down to knowing what you want, what you don't want, and then those would be considered your boundaries. If we don't have boundaries with love, we're just going to get burned. And we're going to stay in those repetitive cycles, and then we're going to play victim. Like, why does this always happen to me? Or I deserve this, I deserve that. And it's like, no, actually, you don't deserve shit. You know, it's like, you know, we got to start doing these lists. And people will make fun of these things, but it's like, well, you know, something's got to change because, you know, we can't keep doing this shit. Like, something's got to change, right? Well, how do we get it to change? Because, you know, what I'm doing isn't working, so let's try something else. So, you know, oh, and I just thought of that, you know, like I wrote that years ago and I didn't stick to it. So that's what we do sometimes too, is that we back away from our boundaries. And it's like, well, then you can only be mad at yourself, you know? So sometimes we overstay our welcome in these relationships, these connections, because it's like we feel so, this bond, this chemistry so strong. But sometimes it's just because we're trying to figure out why we can't make it work. But it's like if you just figure out what it is you're looking for and what it is you're not looking for, the answer may be there within itself, you know? So that's what I got for you. I hope that helped. I hope that resonated. And yeah, okay.